Thank you for watching Cyber Implant presentation. This is part 3, the two-level guide frame fabrication. Why do we need a two-level surgical guide? Well, the problem is very simple. Surgical frames are usually positioned on teeth and mucosa. So if we alter the teeth and the mucosa, it will not fit. For instance, some surgery may require widening of the ridge with a bone resection. Some implant surgery may require simultaneous tooth extraction in combination of ridge resection. And the change of anatomy always will be a challenge to fit the surgical guide. Let's take an example. This is an edentulous ridge of a MOC case, and you can see that the thin crest is not really adapted to the placement of regular size implant, let's say for a hybrid prosthesis. So resection is required. In order to achieve that, we have a kit called a two-level kit for model base. Now, we can do the same thing with printing and with milling, but the example I have here is only for model base. This allows to adjust some components in a very parallel fashion. This is how it works. We place some fixation pin tunnel where we plan to place the fixation screws, and then we place in the molar region two screws in a parallel fashion. They are mounted parallel using that ruler, and you see that we can adjust different width of jaws. Then triad is placed on top of the Luxatamp, and this is how it looks prior to curing. This is how the first level looks like after lab finishing. So you see here 4 cavities for the orthopedic screw fixation. And then we have 2 screws, and all that is embedded into a mix of Luxatamp and triad, leaving a large window where the surgery will take place. The back aluminum screw here are designed to carry different second levels. Here, for instance, on the right, you see that we can place a denture to retrieve the bite of the patient. So we can have the patient bite, and then we can place the fixation screw while the patient is biting. We can remove this second level with the teeth and replace it with a gauge which will let us evaluate how much bone we have removed and how much bone needs to be removed. So the flap can also come through the little space in between facially and lingually. Then we are ready to remove the bone gauge. Then the gauge is removed and replaced by the guide support or the guide frame, and you can imagine that the surgery can be carried out very quickly, very precisely without any stress. You can have a very parallel implant placement, and everything is simple and precise. So as I said earlier, this can be done with model base, but also with CT base. The frame can be milled or printed. This is a clinical example. This patient has a deep overbite and has a very compromised teeth in the front. It was planned to extract the lower teeth and resect the jaw and fabricate or place 5 implants to fabricate a hybrid prosthesis. This is a patient view from the front. The frame is in place and the incision I made, extraction will take place in a second. Another view showing the fixation screw in place. The extraction left some very irregular bone anatomy, so a resection was carried out. The gauge allows us to verify back and forth if we have removed enough bone. Finally, the last part is in place, and we can now place the guides and carry on the surgery very easily. Thank you very much, and I invite you to watch video number 4.